Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore something small in size, but surprisingly interesting in value, the Australia 10 cents coin from 2005, especially in very fine condition. If you've ever found one of these coins in your collection or pocket and wondered if it's worth anything, then this video is just for you. The Australian 10-cent coin has been a part of everyday life in Australia since 1966, when the country switched to decimal currency. The 2005 issue was produced by the Royal Australian Mint, which is known worldwide for producing high-quality coins with detailed craftsmanship. The design of the coin features the iconic lyrebird, a native Australian bird famous for its beautiful tail and ability to mimic sounds. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making it instantly recognizable and beloved among collectors. Now, when we talk about a coin being in very fine condition, we mean that the coin has been in circulation but still retains clear details. The major features are visible, although there may be some wear on the high points of the design. It's not brand new, but it still holds strong visual appeal and collectible value. The 2005 Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a durable alloy of copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and makes it resistant to corrosion and everyday wear. In terms of mintage, millions of these coins were produced in 2005 as they were intended for everyday circulation across Australia. However, even with large numbers, condition plays a huge role in determining value, and that's where collectors start to pay attention. When it comes to collector demand, coins like the 2005 Australian 10 cent are appreciated more for their condition, completeness in sets, and historical continuity rather than rarity alone. Collectors who focus on Australian decimal coins often try to complete full date sets, and every year matters. Even common coins become important pieces of a larger collection. A well-preserved 2005 coin in very fine condition can be appealing because it strikes a balance between affordability and quality. There is also growing interest among beginner collectors. Many people start their coin collecting journey with modern coins like these, making demand steady and positive. A 2005 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition typically has a market value of around $20,000 to $250,000 Australian dollars. In some cases, depending on the exact condition and buyer interest, it may sell slightly higher, especially if included in a set. While this might not seem like a huge amount, it's important to understand that value in coin collecting isn't always about high prices. It's about history, preservation, and the joy of building a meaningful collection. If you're collecting coins like this, one of the best things you can do is focus on condition. Even a common coin can become more valuable if it's well preserved and properly stored. Try to keep your coins in protective holders or albums to avoid scratches and environmental damage. Avoid cleaning coins, as this can actually reduce their value in the eyes of collectors. It's also a great idea to gradually build a complete set of Australian 10-cent coins from different years. This not only increases the overall value of your collection, but also makes it more interesting and enjoyable. Stay curious and keep learning, because the more knowledge you have, the better decisions you'll make as a collector. So, the Australia 10 cents coin from 2005 in very fine condition may not make you rich overnight, but it definitely holds its own place in the world of coin collecting. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the everyday currency that connects people across time. Next up, today we're diving into a fascinating piece of everyday currency that has quietly become a collectible over time, the 1981 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition. At first glance, it might seem like just another small coin, but as we explore its story, design, and current value, you'll see why collectors are paying attention to it. Let's begin with the history of this coin. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. By 1981, the coin was already a familiar part of daily life across the country, used in everything from public transport to small purchases. The 1981 issue was produced by the Royal Australian Mint, which is known for maintaining high-quality standards in coin production. Like many coins from that era, millions were minted, but not all survived in collectible condition. Now, when we talk about a very fine condition coin, we're referring to a piece that has clearly been in circulation, but still retains strong detail. The major design elements are visible, although there may be moderate wear on the high points. This level of preservation makes the coin appealing because it still tells the story of its journey through everyday use while maintaining enough detail to be collectible. The 1981 Australian 10-cent coin carries a simple yet elegant design. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Australian coins for many years and reflects a classic and dignified representation of the monarch. On the reverse side, the coin features a beautifully detailed lyrebird, one of Australia's most unique native birds, known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. This design adds a strong national identity to the coin, making it more than just currency, it's a small piece of Australian culture. In terms of composition, the coin is made from cupronickel, which is a blend of this gives the coin its silvery appearance and durability, allowing many of these coins to survive decades of circulation. Now let's talk about collector demand. Coins like the 1981 Australian 10 cents are not considered extremely rare, but that doesn't mean they lack value or interest. In fact, they are quite popular among beginner and intermediate collectors. Many collectors enjoy building complete date sets of Australian decimal coins, and the 1981 issue is an essential part of that collection. Additionally, coins in better conditions, such as very fine or higher, are always more desirable because they display clearer details and are harder to find compared to heavily worn examples. Another factor driving demand is nostalgia. For many people, coins from the 1980s bring back memories of everyday life, making them meaningful collectibles beyond just their monetary value. So, what is the current market value of a 1981 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition? As of today, in the collector market, this coin typically holds a modest but respectable value. In very fine condition, it is generally worth around $250,000 to $45,000. The exact price can vary depending on factors like eye appeal, surface quality, and where it is sold, such as online marketplaces or coin shops. While this may not seem like a high value of just 10 cents, that means it has already increased several times over its original worth, which is always a positive sign for collectors. If you're interested in collecting coins like this, there are a few helpful things to keep in mind. Always check the condition carefully, because even small differences in wear can impact value. Try to store your coins properly in holders or albums to prevent further damage. It's also a good idea to learn basic grading skills so you can better understand what makes a coin more desirable. Another great tip is to enjoy the process. Collecting is not just about value, it's about history, learning, and appreciation. Coins like the 1981 10 cents are perfect for building knowledge and experience in the hobby. To wrap things up, the 1981 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition is a wonderful example of how everyday objects can turn into meaningful collectibles. It carries history, cultural significance, and a growing appeal among collectors. While its market value may be modest today, its true worth lies in its story and its place within a broader collection. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that every piece has its own journey. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next one. Next up, today we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian coinage history. The 1968 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition, and most importantly, what it's worth in today's market. Whether you're a beginner collector or someone who just found this coin in an old drawer, this video will give you a clear and encouraging understanding of its value and significance. Let's start with a little bit of history. The Australian 10 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned from the old pound system to the decimal currency system. By 1968, the coin was already part of everyday life across the country. These coins were minted during a time when Australia was modernizing its economy, and millions of them were produced to meet circulation demand. Because of this, the 1968 issue is not considered rare in terms of mintage, but that doesn't mean it has no value. Every coin tells a story, and even common coins can become desirable depending on their condition and collector interest. Now let's talk about condition, which plays a very important role in determining value. A coin described as very fine means it has been in circulation but still retains moderate detail. You can still see clear features on the coin, such as the lyrebird design on the reverse and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the front, although there will be some noticeable wear. The high points of the design may be slightly flattened, but the coin is still attractive and easily identifiable. This condition is quite popular among collectors who want affordable yet respectable pieces for their collections. Moving on to the background and composition, the 1968 Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a blend of this gives the coin its silver-like appearance and makes it durable enough to withstand years of circulation. The coin features the beautiful lyrebird design, one of Australia's most iconic native birds, symbolizing the country's unique wildlife. The obverse carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, reflecting Australia's connection to the British monarchy during that era. The craftsmanship of this coin is simple yet elegant, and it continues to appeal to collectors worldwide. Now let's discuss collector demand. Even though the 1968 Australian 10-cent coin is not rare, it still holds steady interest among collectors, especially those who focus on Australian decimal coins or complete date sets. Many collectors enjoy assembling full runs of coins from the 1960 cess, and having a 1968 coin in very fine condition helps complete that story. Additionally, new collectors often start with coins like this because they are affordable and easy to find, which keeps demand consistent. Coins in better condition naturally attract more attention, but even very fine examples are appreciated for their history and accessibility. So, what about the current market value? As of today, a 1968 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition typically holds a modest value. In most cases, it is worth around $3,000, $20,000 to $350,000, depending on its exact appearance, luster, and how appealing it looks to a buyer. Some coins may sell slightly higher if they have better eye appeal or are part of a collection set. While this may not seem like a high value, it's important to remember that coin collecting is not only about price, but also about history, enjoyment, and the thrill of building a collection over time. For those of you interested in collecting, here are a few helpful tips woven into this journey. Always pay attention to condition, because even small differences can affect value. Try to store your coins in protective holders to prevent scratches and environmental damage. It's also a good idea to learn how to grade coins, as this skill will help you understand what you have and what it might be worth. Another great tip is to collect what you enjoy. Coins like the 1968 Australian 10-cent piece are perfect for building confidence and knowledge without requiring a big investment. Over time, these small steps can lead to a very meaningful and valuable collection. As we come to the conclusion, the 1968 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition may not be a rare treasure in terms of price, but it is certainly a valuable piece of history. It represents an important period in Australia's currency system and offers collectors an affordable way to connect with the past. Every coin has its own journey, and owning one is like holding a small piece of history in your hands.